4 years. That is how long Virginia McCullough lived with the dead bodies of her parents inside their home after she murdered them. There was no justification mentioned for the brutal way in which her parents lost their lives. There was no child abuse, there was no physical or sexual abuse from the parents to her. They looked like and seemingly were good parents that stood by their daughter, and it seemed throughout the trial that the only motive that could be given was money. Virginia spent nearly £150,000 of her parents' money, and some of it went on gambling. And it is believed she murdered them in 2019, but it was only discovered in 2023, and she's only just been jailed this week for 36 years. Police body cam footage shows the moment the police arrived at the property, and she very casually explains to them that her parents' bodies are upstairs, and they have been for several years.
The thing is, purpose of your arrest is for a prompt effective investigation, as well as by questioning you. We can't do that here. It needs to be done at a police station, alright?
I did know that this would kind of come eventually. It's proper that I serve my punishment. So, yeah.
Okay, so Virginia, I'm just going to ask you this. This is what I've written down based on the information you just told us, because what we regard as a significant comment, because you've made it under caution after your arrest.
By the way, they're my granddad's.
Okay, right. So I've written this, please. I, Virginia McCullough, have informed police constables 77329 Brown and 79387 Bowers after entering my house on Friday the 15th September 2023 that I murdered my father, John McCullough, who was stated was under a bed in the rear ground floor of the house, and my mother upstairs in a cupboard next to the sink.
Wardrobe. It's a double wardrobe.
Right, okay, I've written
double
cupboard.
Wardrobe. It's like 4 wardrobes, but it's the one nearest the sink. Double wardrobe.
Pick up then.
Yeah.
What's significant as I've written down there here now, I've just read out to you. Are you happy to sign that, to say that's a true account?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheer up, at least you caught the bad guy.
I've just woken up today and done my job. No.
I don't seem
not a lot.
100% evil, but we all, yeah.
I'm not going to comment on anything. It's not my job to comment on it, okay? Because I've got to be impartial with everything, okay? So I'm not going to give any comment.
No. Well, I mean, I deserve to obviously get whatever's coming sentence-wise, because that's the right thing to do, and that might give me a bit of peace.
She's 36 years old, and she'll spend the same amount of time in prison for these murders. The sentence was passed down at Chelmsford Crown Court on the 11th of October, following a lengthy and tireless investigation by the Serious Crime Directorate. They launched a missing persons investigation in concern for McCullough's parents. John was 70 at the time of his death, and Lois was 71. The couple lived at an address in Pump Hill, Great Baddow, also with their daughter. The investigation began in September 2023 after the GP raised concerns because neither of her parents had turned up to any of their appointments. And this is another reminder as well of how sad it was during COVID, when nobody could communicate with each other and everybody was locked away, how easy it was for people to just be forgotten about. And even though this couple had friends and relatives, it was mentioned, nobody was able to see each other. So it took that long before people started to realise there was something really wrong. The post-mortem examination determined that both of them had been poisoned with prescription medication, and John died as a result of the poisoning, but Lois was murdered later on by her daughter with a hammer and fatally stabbed. She went to substantial lengths to conceal the bodies of both parents and took great effort to keep family and friends away from the property throughout the COVID pandemic and the years that followed. She told loads of lies about where they was, and also cancelled family arrangements, and frequently told doctors and relatives that her parents were unwell, on holiday or away on lengthy trips. Essex Police were contacted in September 2023 by Essex County Council safeguarding team. The team told the police that the GP had contacted them about Lois and John's registered appointments that they had not attended. The GP explained that John hadn't collected medication and he had scheduled appointments that he'd missed several times. It was further revealed that McCullough frequently cancelled these appointments and used a range of excuses for why her father wouldn't attend. At this stage, a missing persons investigation was launched and the police went about inquiries to find out what had happened to John and Lois. McCullough lied to police initially when they contacted her and said that her parents were travelling and would be returning in October of that year. Due to the suspicions, a murder investigation was launched and they used their powers to enter the property in Pump Hill. McCullough was the only occupant inside and she instantly confessed to the police where her parents' bodies were in the house and that she had also murdered them. It was later established with evidence painstakingly uncovered at the property that Virginia had manipulated and abused her parents and used them for financial gain. Documents found at the property showed she had run up a large debt on credit cards in her parents' name as well, and after their deaths she continued to use their pensions. The documents uncovered in the address built a picture of a woman who was trying to desperately stop her parents from discovering the depth of the financial black hole that she had continued to dig. Detective Superintendent Rob Kirby said Virginia McCullough murdered her parents in cold blood. Her actions were considered calculated, meticulous, and carried out in such a way to conceal what she had done for as long as possible. These are the actions of someone who had taken time to plan the murder of their own parents in the interest of self-preservation and personal gain. Throughout the investigation, we have built up a picture of levels of deceit, betrayal and fraud that she engaged in, and it was a shocking and on a monumental scale. McCullough lied about almost every aspect of her life, and she maintained a charade to deceive everybody that was close to her and to take advantage of her parents' goodwill. They went on to say the family were devastated, the wider family, and they never believed that Virginia was capable of doing something and being so deceitful like this. They have been utterly devastated by the circumstances of the case, and they continue to feel the loss of John and Lois every day. This process, from finding out about their remains to unravelling the lies that Virginia told, has had a massive toll on the wider family. McCullough was callous and vicious, and she killed both of her parents before concealing their bodies in makeshift tombs within the home address. She spent the next 4 years manipulating and lying to whoever she could. They included her family, medical staff, financial institutions, and also the police, and she spent her parents' money and got into a lot of debt in their name. The family said in a joint statement, "We would like to say a huge thank you to Essex Police, in particular the Major Crime Investigation Team, and their tireless efforts to achieve the best possible result for our parents. We would also like to thank everybody else who was involved and the invaluable contribution to the investigation that has supported our family over the last year. Our dad was caring and hard-working, and he had a passion for education and writing. He worked tirelessly in his career in university education that spanned many years. Dad enjoyed lots of hobbies, and one of them was golf, and another was snooker. As we think of our dad, we remember the jokes that we had, and he used to tell us and laugh and everything that he gave us. Our mum was also kind, caring and thoughtful, and she dedicated her life to her grandchildren. She had friends from all over the world, and she also had many hobbies, and she had a passion for history and a big interest in the royal family. Mum and Dad had many trips together to the seaside, where they enjoyed many walks and visited lots of attractions, and their love for each other stayed with them for the whole of their lives. So this story definitely goes to show how deceitful somebody can really be, and how big a hole people can dig when they go into debt, and also how callous they can be, and how sometimes it can be the people you love that will hurt you the most. So really appreciate you joining me for this story. I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and join me on social media at Scarcity Studios. Peace.